Everybody on the top got the same sound. Everything I'm about to drop, make a name now. Yeah, y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Yeah, I ain't never gonna be the same now. I'ma tear up this whole fucking game now. Yeah, y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. I got so many bars, call it kamikaze. Ain't nobody ever gonna ever stop me. And I know that I could be a little cocky. That's the byproduct of hard work, no it's not free. I'm at a top speed, I think you lost me. Do not cross me, I keep dropping all these hits and I know that they watching. They keep showing up in my place, always knocking. Knock, knock, bitch, I've been standing right here. Been over 3 years and now you just got here. Man, get me a beer and open up the mirrors. Let me show you now what you've been missing for years. Call it premiere, I can take a boy's name and smear, or take it up a gear and end your career and make you feel fear, or make you disappear. Cause I am right here and not going nowhere. Everybody on the top got the same sound. Everything I'm about to drop, make a name now. Yeah, y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Yeah, I ain't never gonna be the same now. I'ma tear up this whole fucking game now. Yeah, y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know. Y'all don't really know, y'all don't really know.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the season finale of I Love Money 13. Previously on I Love Money, or rather, should I say, this season on I Love Money, I introduced 21 brand new competitors to the I Love Money competition. This season took place in a haunted mansion out in Europe, where they all were invited to a dinner party from hell. Round by round, each person was eliminated from the competition, being killed out of the game, if you will. There was blindsides, there was betrayals, there was people getting called dirty, there was people being obnoxious, and yes, vicious too. There was a resurrection, there was a power that had never been played before, there was comp beasts, there were tears, and a hell of a lot of laughs. And at the end of it all, two remain, an East Winger and a West Winger. We have Ryan coming to us all the way from Australia, making it to the final two after winning 4 Paymaster competitions and winning last night's final competition. And Jenna, who has survived the box the most amount of times this season and came in clutch and got that second place win to earn her spot in the finale. Both of them have had really different paths to get to the end. It has not been easy, but they share one thing in common. They both made it to the end of this game, day 41, and nobody was able to send either one of them home. Now tonight, a jury of their peers will crown one of them as the winner of I Love Money 13 and the next inductee into the DH1 Hall of Fame. How will this season's bloodbath come to an end? We'll find out very shortly. But first, I want to check in with our top two. So Jenna, Ryan, you guys have done what 19 other people were unsuccessful in doing. You survived every vault ceremony, every challenge, every twist, every live night, and you also survived the gauntlet, which was not easy. Now you two sit in the most vulnerable position that you can be in this game, which is at that final two, where the power is no longer in your hands. It has shifted back to the 10 previous eliminated people from the game that you had a hand in eliminating. So I want to know how each of you feel. Do you think you can win? Do you think you can lose? I'm going to start off with Ryan. Ryan, you've been really strong in the competitions this season. You won last night's challenge, so you get to cancel out a vote tonight. During the jury roundtable, though, you were critiqued on your social game. So how are you feeling going into this final jury vote?
I'm absolutely not 100% confident. I think it could go either way. But I am happy about the fact that it's a fight to end the season, and whoever wins it, I think will have to earn it, which makes it even better. So a bit scared, but excited for us to be able to prove ourselves.
Thank you. Jenna, you, on the other hand, although you didn't win any competitions this season, you were in the middle of a lot of the social game and the strategy, throwing people under the bus on the live, being in the middle of vault ceremonies. You went to all but one vault ceremony this season, and you pulled it out clutch in the end. It seemed that the only critique that there was for you was that some people weren't sure that your moves were your moves. So how are you feeling going into tonight's finale?
I hope I don't eat these words, but I feel pretty confident. I know what moves I made. They were 100% my moves, and I'm ready to talk about them.
All right. Well, tonight there are 10 jurors that will be voting. However, only 9 of their votes will count. Ryan, since you were the first person to finish the gauntlet during last episode's semifinal, you hold the power to eliminate one person from the jury. Here's how it's going to work. I'm going to bring you into a breakout room where you're going to have to tell us right now which juror you want to eliminate. So you will not be able to hear any of their questions. You'll not be able to hear any other statements from the jury. This is solely based off of your first impression on who you think will not vote for you. I will remind you that this could be a game winning or a game losing decision. We have seen in the past that one vote can mean everything. So Ryan, if you're ready, I'm now going to bring you into the breakout room to choose who you wish to eliminate from the jury. Sounds good? All right, Ryan, you may head over to the breakout room. The rest of you, we will be back momentarily to begin jury questioning.
All right, y'all. It's been real.
You think he gonna pick you, Morgan?
You know he.
Yeah,
Come on, man. Y'all already know.
Yes. I just want to say this has been a fun season, everybody. How y'all doing tonight?
It's been fun. It's been fun.
He's not supposed to pick you, Morgan.
I guarantee.
Oh,
I guarantee.
well, Jenna, she be knowing everything, so who knows?
If he don't pick me, I would be highly surprised.
I think you'll be.
I would too. That'll be the gag of the season. Period.
I hope so. I hope the comment that Sharonica made doesn't change his mind, but he's not supposed to pick you.
Jenna, we're gonna save that for later. You guys aren't supposed to be discussing any of that right now.
Oh,
oops. Hey, Keisha.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, like girl. Keisha with your pretty self.
Hi. You're so sweet.
Well, that was quick. All right.
Ryan has made his decision on whose vote he will be nullifying. So now let's get into how this finale is going to work. Ryan, since you won the gauntlet last night, you get to pick who goes first in your opening speech. You can either choose yourself or Jenna, but whoever goes first for the opening speech must go second in the closing speech. Okay? So would you like to go first, or would you like Jenna to go first?
I'd like to go first.
Okay. So Ryan, whenever you're ready, you have the floor.
All right. Hi, jury. I am very happy to get this opportunity to talk to you all. I'm going to be 100% honest today about my game, so feel free to ask me genuinely anything. I have played a game of hardship and adversity, is what I think. I came into this game as the youngest person on the season, which instantly made it harder for me to gain respect from people 10, 20 years my senior. This also combined with my location to make it very difficult to bond with people, both time zone wise. I had less time to talk to people, and also background wise. we all grew up very differently, and that was an immediate barrier. But I also came in as a man in a game that is dominated by women, which I'd love to see. I love my girls, but when I'm not even included in the revolutionary all guys alliance, that is yet another obstacle I had to face. And so early in the game, I didn't have much time to talk to people. So instead of spreading myself thin, I cherished the small bonds I had with Latea and Connor. I'm so grateful for you two, because I spent so much time with them. They felt comfortable bringing me into plans and into majority alliances. So I was still in the know for the beginning of the game. I received the first disadvantage from the saboteur, but even then I was ready to use that as a lifeline if I was in the bottom, as I'd be easier to beat because I had a disadvantage in the next challenge. And as the game progressed, I made some selfish moves that brought me hate and disadvantages in challenges, and I eventually even lost my two closest allies. I reached my lowest point when I was in the auction and everyone was against me, and I had to fight tooth and nail to barely stay in the game at that round. But I never gave up. I never came close to giving up in this game. And that's when I was able to turn my game around. Because despite still not having an easy path to the end, I utilized my challenge strength, which is very important in this specific game, and the new bonds I was making to go to the final three that only I wanted. No one else was going for that final three. This was all my doing. I'm not going to lie to you guys today and say that I played a perfect game, because you're all smart and you know I didn't. I know I didn't. But I believe I played hard. I constantly had to fight, and I am more than deserving to be able to break the curse of the youngest man of the season finishing in second place. I really hope I can prove that to you today. So thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, Ryan. All right, Jenna, you have the floor.
I didn't write a speech. I hope I don't regret that, but I just wanted to speak from the heart. I came into this game and I felt very alone. The only person that reached out to me was Justin on either day 1 or 2. I promised him my ride or die status. He did not return that. I was fully aware he did not return that. He proceeded to always choose Rachel over me. He wasn't telling me any information, but I made that promise and I was going to stick with it, and I did until he was evicted. When it came to the time when people would pick teams, I thought for sure I'd be last because people weren't talking game with me. They might check in every once in a while, but nobody seemed to want to play this game with me. Again, I felt extremely alone. Being one of the oldest people in the game, I didn't understand. So when it came time to pick teams, I chose those people to be in the alliance that I made. And I did make the Misfits. I think I've been very clear that I made the Misfits. It didn't live very long. Everybody that I was working with ended up being voted out, and then I was alone again. So I feel that I've had to adapt so many times in this game. Once I felt betrayed by Edgar, who was in the Misfits. I did ask Connor to join his team because we had already had a friendship, and everyone was going after him. So I came to him, and with working with Connor, we got the vote flipped to Edgar. And I told him exactly what to say. And I'm sorry, Morgan, to admit this, but we totally manipulated you because you were not going to switch from voting Connor out. You just weren't. And so I told Connor exactly what to say to you to get you to flip your vote. And I'm sorry that I did that. It's one of my biggest regrets because I never wanted to do you wrong, but I really was just trying to keep us safe. That's the other thing. In this game, I had certain people that I wanted to keep safe, and they were on different sides of the house. I needed to keep Justin safe because he was my promised ride or die. I wanted to keep Maddie safe because very early in the game, I found out that she was the first person to vote for me and the only person that had voted for me in the very beginning. And after that vote was revealed, she reached out to me and said, I didn't want to talk to you because I didn't want to seem ungenuine knowing I voted for you. And I knew at that moment that I could trust her and that she was honest. And from that moment on, again, very early in the game, I knew that she was somebody that I would always protect. And I did until the very end. I never conspired against her. I heard people say that I was saying what she said behind her back and stuff. All I ever did was try to protect her. After Circle Night and everybody voted for Millie, I felt really guilty about that vote. And I reached out to Millie and I told her, you know, I was not only a part of that vote, but I also spread the lie. I thought it was the truth. It was told to me and I spread it. And I told her I would spend the rest of my game trying to make that up to her and trying to earn her trust. And I never went against her. So I was trying this entire game to protect 4 people. Not a single person was trying to protect me that I know of. I didn't have a big alliance that would take me to the end. I didn't have any of that. All the people that I wanted to protect were on different sides of the house. So I do feel that although I did have to conspire and get people out and I had to manipulate, I also really was truly loyal to the people I promised my loyalty to. I never was voted into the box. I got into the box by my own doing, but each time I was in the box, I got pulled into the one-on-one, and I had the words to tell people to vote the way I wanted to vote. The Harris vote, the blind side, that was me. That was totally me. I wasn't ready to let go of Terrell. I had been targeting Harris for a long time. Full disclosure, I did not know about the showmance. That would have totally changed things for me. That's the reason why I never wanted to get Latay out, because I would never want to hurt Maddie in that way. I would not. And Connor was he was a casualty. I didn't want Connor out yet. I wanted Ryan out because Ryan got Morgan out. But Connor was in the box and it had to be done. So I just hope you guys understand. And just like Ryan said, I'm here to tell the truth and answer any questions that y'all have. And let's do this thing.
All right. Thank you, my finalists, for giving your opening speeches. All right. Now it's time to let the jurors speak. One by one, each juror will have a chance to address the final 2. You may ask one question to each juror or make a statement if you want to. So we're going to go in the order of elimination. So we'll start with juror number 1 and we'll end with our 10th and final juror. So I need all of my jurors to hop off camera except for Morgan. Morgan, you're going to start us off tonight. All right, Morgan, you have the floor.
Hey there. I'll go with Ryan first. You want to go first, Ryan?
Sure.
So, my only question is, what was your strategy in eliminating me? Did you already have that planned or what?
In eliminating you, yeah. At that point, that was not my first plan. My first plan for that night was to get out Justin. I had been trying to get him out for a while, but at that point, I liked Edgar, and for the first half of the game, I was kind of conceding a bit and letting Lataya and Connor make decisions that I wasn't necessarily too much of a fan of, like voting out Millie. I wasn't 100% on that plan to start with, but I just went with it because I didn't want to make enemies. But at the point that the jury started, I needed to start separating my game from theirs a bit. And keeping Edgar was something that I made in the moment because I trusted him more than I trusted you. We hadn't talked game. And I think Edgar was someone that would vote to save me before you would vote to save me. And I think you very easily could have made it to the end. So although it blew my game up a bit, I don't regret it because there's a good chance that I wouldn't have made the final 2 if I didn't send you home.
I respect it. And Jenna, I'm going to just say this. You said people weren't around for you. I'm in the jury trying to get people to vote for you. So that's
I meant in the first 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks.
It's
but
good. That's all I got.
That's why I was so dedicated to you, because you picked me for Team Morgan without ever having a conversation with me. And I knew from that point on, like, I'm with Morgan 100%, but I want you to know why I could never offer you my final two, because I had already.
You got to offer me your final two. It's dead now, but I was in there. You can ask every one of these jurors. I was in there trying to fight for you to get their vote for you.
I appreciate that. And the whole time of the game, I promise all my
they
moves.
Can vote for who they want to vote for. So it is what it is, because I had the bet. You can ask every one of them.
I believe you.
Every one of them. I had the bet for you.
I believe you.
But they told me no more. They told me. But when I ride for somebody, I be riding.
Same. I never ever did anything against you or to hurt you. Like, I wanted
you.
You
Just said you manipulated me.
Because I felt okay. So we were in the core, Morgan. We were in the core. Okay. I knew Ryan A was a snake. I knew you were trusting him.
I didn't trust Ryan A, and I didn't.
Right. I wanted you to come over to Connor and kids because I felt we had more protection. Okay. And then I brought you into the chat with Millie.
But why you didn't just act, like, you didn't have to try to manipulate me? You could have just said that.
Because I did, though. I kept telling you, I was like, I don't want to vote for Connor, and you were just dead set. And that's one of the things that I liked about you so much, is that you are who you are and you're going to do what you want to do. But I told Connor, I was like, look, you're going to have to turn Morgan around. She's not changing her mind. You're going to have to talk to her. You're going to have to get her to switch your vote.
Manipulate is a big word.
Maybe that's the wrong word. Maybe that's the wrong word.
I can say that I respect Ryan because he did it up front. He didn't try to hide it.
I understand that. But I really was doing it to protect me and you, because you kept getting all these votes from Connor and the kids, and I wanted them to quit voting for you. So I was like, look, you can turn Morgan around. You just need to tell her the truth about Edgar. You need to tell her, talk to her, please. And I was like, we'll work with you. If you can just get her over here, I will work with her and you, please. And he was willing to do it. And he did. I really did it so we would have protection. Connor had more numbers than we did, and I didn't trust Ryan A. I didn't trust him. And I was cool because he was working with Connor.
It's cool. It's cool.
But I really did, I took you in with Millie, and then we got to be with Terrell. And what did I tell you, Morgan? I said, let's work with both of these groups to get these middle people out. I wanted to be loyal to both of those groups to get all the middles out. And I wanted to do all that with you. I was devastated when you left. I mean, I went for Ryan hardcore. I mean, you have no idea what I did in the chats. I mean, in the group chat.
Oh, no, they told
me. I want you out, Ryan. I told him off. I drew a bad picture of him. Like, he was dead to me. And that was all for you. I mean, that could have really hurt my game. I didn't care. So I shouldn't use the word manipulate, but I just really wanted Connor to talk to you and for you to all to make peace so he wouldn't vote for you anymore.
It's okay. I appreciate you both. It's been fun.
I'll understand however you vote. I still love you either way.
All right. Y'all have my vote probably canceled anyway, but it's okay.
You satisfied, Morgan?
I'm satisfied, very.
All right, Morgan, you may rejoin the jury. I now call juror number 2, Latea, to take the stand. You have the floor.
Okay, so hey guys. I guess we'll start off with Ryan. Obviously, you already know I already feel betrayed, whatever. You hurt your big sister. But my question is, so when Jenna was saying basically that, Harris, like, she had, like, that was her move, I saw you shake your head. So I'm like, let's let you explain that more. Do you really think that was Jenna's move, or do you think you had a big hand in that elimination?
Yeah, I do think Jenna can take some credit for that, but to completely rule me out of that is crazy. I think I also deserve more credit for that. The fact that she said right now, where if she knew that Maddie and Harris were a tight pair, she wouldn't have sent home Harris. That's really surprising that, like, she knew they would take each other, but still wouldn't get rid of him. And I knew once I saw who was in the bottom that I had to consider getting rid of Harris. And I brought in Jenna for the one-on-one to make sure that she would be able to help me smooth things over with Maddie afterwards. That wasn't to see, Jenna, should I send home Harris? It was to see, will you help me smooth things over after I send home Harris? So at the end of the day, Harris wouldn't have gone home if I didn't win that challenge, most likely. So I think I played a pretty big role in that.
Okay, cool. And Jenna, I just have to say, basically, girl, come on, be more cutthroat in your speech. Like, I'm like, yo, I have a lot, like what Morgan was saying too. Everyone, she was really fighting for you and Jerry, you know? And so,
You know,
girl, I just feel like you need to own up more.
Morgan. You know, I always loved her. Can I touch on what Ryan said?
Yeah, for sure, of course.
So, you know, I didn't come into this planning on going against Ryan. Like, we've really become close over these past few days.
Mm-hmm.
But the plan that night was to get out Terrell, and Ryan was going to get out Terrell. And then he took me in the one-on-one, and we started talking, and I was like, you know, if you think about it and you want to be closer to Maddie, then you need to get rid of Harris, because I couldn't tell who Maddie's number one was. I knew it was Ryan or Harris. I just didn't know who. And I was like, to be closer to Maddie, get out Harris. And then you guys can be closer and we can work further in the game. So I definitely feel that was my move. I do, Ryan. I'm sorry. Like, I really do. And then we did talk about, you know, how am I going to smooth things over with Maddie? I was like, blame me. Blame me. It's fine. I'll take the blame for it. You know, I'll make sure that she's not mad at you, you know, because I didn't want to, you know, tear up that relationship just yet. So I just had to touch on that. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, I was just saying, girl, like, you know, just own up to your moves more, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, you just, I just meant it, like, how your speech was in the beginning, it just felt like, you know, you were owning too much until that move. But yeah, just own up more to your moves, girl. You made it.
There were so many moves. Like, I could sit here and probably talk to you guys for 2 hours about the moves I made. I didn't want to take up a whole lot of time. And again, I didn't write anything down. So I'm willing to answer any questions. I can talk about the big moves I felt I made. But I just, you know, there was a few things I just wanted to get out of the way. And telling Morgan that I planned that was really weighing on my heart. So I wanted to make sure that I got that out. And I didn't mean to say that I wasn't protecting her when I named the others. I was absolutely protecting her. I just wish that I could have protected her better.
Okay. Yeah. That's basically it. Hope you guys, one of you guys win, you know? Good luck.
Thank you, Latea. All right. Juror number 3, please take the stand. That is Connor. All right, Connor, you have the floor.
Hi, guys. So I'm gonna start with Ryan. So Ryan, obviously, you and Latea were like a final 3. How do you think after Latea and I left, besides winning competitions, how do you think you adapted to being in the house without us, and how do you think it contributed to you getting to the final 2?
It was absolutely tough, but at that point, I was more relying on being social, because at that point, I had to talk to everyone. And the thing is, I was talking to everyone, but I was loyal to no one after you two were gone. I was loyal to myself and myself only. I wanted to go to the end with the people I thought I could beat. And so I was talking to whoever would be best for my game. At that point, I had a rough round the next round because I felt like I wasn't given a chance. And I thought I was dead to rights, but I reached out to Jenna for the first time, and I thought our relationship was gone. But we had a really genuine conversation, and I was able to regain that relationship. And we became a really strong strategic duo, I would have thought. And I reached out to Millie for the first time, and we made some magic happen. I thought we promised each other to get to the top 6, getting out Sador and Justin. And I was able to talk to everyone at that point, continued my bond with Terrell, helped him to trust me. And that's when my physical game was able to shine, because I'd been doing well throughout all the challenges, but as the numbers were whittled down, it was easier for me to win more consistently. And so I think my physical game and my social game and my strategic game all improved after I had no one to rely on in you and Latea.
Okay. Thank you, Ryan. And then for Jenna, obviously, like, so the jurors got to jury and they all told me that you were going around telling them that Latea and I bullied you into making decisions the whole second half of the game. And I just want to know, like, why you're telling people that we bullied you when you were part of the decisions that we all made and you agreed to all of them.
No, the bullying part, I don't think I used that word. I said it was like working with the mafia.
Every juror said you
I
used
hate
the word.
to
And I just like, I feel like you and I had
say, I mean, I want to
feel
answer
like-
your question.
yeah, I just want to like, cause it's like every juror said that you said Latea and I bullied you when I feel like I was like extremely close with you the whole entire game. I don't understand how I necessarily bullied you if we talked about our decisions together.
It was you all wanting us to vote for Justin, and I don't want to say anything against her or to upset her, but I'm going to speak the truth. Maddie came to me after that vote and said that she felt pressured by you guys. She didn't say bullied. She said she felt pressured by you guys to vote for Justin. And the fact that she did not vote for Justin, that she had to vote for Justin this next time. Otherwise, she would not be in good standing with her group. I tried to explain to her that, you know, Justin's a number for you. And I thought, Connor, that you were trying to get her to get Justin out to lessen Maddie's numbers. And because I was so loyal to Maddie, that upset me. And you wanted out my final two. I couldn't tell you that was my final two. You know, I loved working with you, Connor. I loved working with you. I think the reason why you're so upset with me is because we did have such a close relationship and I hated ruining that. But when you get out my best girl, Morgan.
But I didn't get out your girl.
I know, but I felt that you had a hand in it. I heard what you said jury night and that you didn't take up for her because you didn't think you had to because Ryan knew the plan. And I get that now. I didn't get that then. I was so angry. I just only saw red. And, you know, I really wanted Ryan out. I didn't necessarily want you out. But, you know, I just knew one of the boys had to go. You guys were both in there. I felt you both a part of it. I thought it was a plan. I felt backstabbed. It's like if you came to work with me and then I voted Latea out or I was a part of that, you would feel backstabbed too. I felt very backstabbed and very, very betrayed. And it's just like when I came to you after I left the Misfits. What did I say? I said, I'm jumping ship. I felt completely betrayed and backstabbed. And I didn't want to play with them anymore. And that's how I felt with you. So then after the Morgan vote, okay, you guys were really ignoring me the whole day. You know, every once in a while you'd say, so everything okay, you know, and you had the car wreck and stuff. But then right before the show, you send me this big old list about this is how we're voting. If Edgar votes with us, we're voting this way. If Edgar doesn't vote, we're voting out Millie, like all this big old plan. And I mean, I felt like I was in the mafia. It was like, if you don't vote this way, Jenna, then you're out. And I was like, yeah, I'm just not doing this. I'm not anybody's puppet. But I really.
But Jenna, we called before that list was even sent. We called and you agreed to it and gave your own reasons why you wanted those people out. And I also did the same thing to me. You voted me into the box the same episode that Morgan left. So I still trusted you after that.
Because Ryan was paymaster. I knew you'd be safe. And also I wanted you to remind him of the plan. And that's what I told you that next day. Ryan's a paymaster. Why would you not be safe? And with more, and I did. I said afterwards, I said, I wish I would have thrown myself in the box so I could talk to Ryan, even though we weren't that close then. I wish I would have put myself over you. I do 100%. I stand by. I should have put myself in. I shouldn't have voted you in. And I knew once I did, I could see the hurt in your eyes. And I knew the next day you were talking to me completely different. Again, you did have the car wreck and stuff. I took that into account. But even as the day went on and into the next day, like I could tell that our vibe had changed. And I was like, I've got to jump ship again. So
I mean, that's what you think. I don't think our vibe changed at all. I mean, I was still willing to work with you, but
I felt betrayed. But the time that we did work together, I mean, I had the best time. I fully wanted to be the fifth, even though I was really the sixth. I knew I was on the bottom. I didn't even care because I enjoyed our friendship so much. You know, and you were willing to do the whole plan with Morgan and bring her in. You know, I appreciated that. I knew we'd have protection by the biggest group. Here's the thing, Connor. I can't remember if it was in the Misfits or when Morgan and I broke off from Edgar and, you know, we had the Misfits minus Edgar. But at some point, they were talking about your game, and they're like, Connor has his 4, and then he reaches out and gets a 5th person and has all these different groups, and they wanted you out. And I literally said in that chat, I was like, he's playing smart. I can't be mad about that. And at that moment, I was like, I have to work with this kid. Like, he gets it. I was like, he thinks the way I do. And that's why I came to you. And I was like, let's work together. And you know, I saved you from that vote, Connor. You know, I did. Like, I worked hard. I told you all kinds of stuff just to save you that day. I wouldn't do that just to burn you 2 episodes later. I wouldn't.
No, you did do that. And then you still went against my side.
I know.
But I understand. I understand what you're saying. I understand.
Connor, I don't care how you vote. Like, you can vote for Ryan. I just want me and you to be okay after this because, like, you're one of my favorite people. I never wanted you to go. Like, you make the show better. Vote for Ryan. I don't care. I stand by that 100%. And your line, blue hair Jenna would never, is my favorite line from the whole season. Like, that cracked me up so much. That's why I put it in my rap. Like, I just thought that was great.
Okay. Well, I respect you, Jenna. Even without the blue hair, I do respect you. And I respect you, Ryan. And thank you both for answering my questions. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Connor. Okay, so the next juror would be Edgar. However, Edgar could not make it today. He does send his apologies in this event, but he did send in his question and he did send in a vote. So the question is for both of you. His question reads, what moves in the game do you think solidified the reason you deserve to win? And we can start with Jenna.
The first big move, and I want to state the reason why I said I felt alone in the game was because the first 2 weeks. Yes, after that, I started making, you know, connections on my own. But then I would get betrayed and then I would be alone again. That doesn't mean I felt alone the entire game and never had anybody. The first big move that I made was when I heard everybody in the house was voting out Connor. I didn't want to vote out Connor. I've said before, you know, we had a fun friendship that I really enjoyed and I didn't want him to leave the show. And Edgar had betrayed me. So I worked with Connor to get Morgan to start working with us. And then I went to work on getting the rest of the house to vote out Edgar. And for the next 2 episodes, Edgar was the house vote. So that was my first huge move.
Thank you, Jenna. Ryan, you can go next.
All right. I think the move that solidified why I deserve to win is not any of the weeks where I won Paymaster. It was the one where after I had that really rough week, I talked with Jenna and Maddie and Harris and we were good. And then I talked with Millie over the phone and we wanted to get out Sador and Justin. And that was the plan for a while until the whole scandal with Millie happened. And personally, I still wanted to go to the end with Millie because love you, but it probably would have been an easier win. And so in that challenge, I was playing that challenge to beat Justin. Once I had more points than Justin and I saw Terrell was winning, I knew Terrell wasn't going to take out Millie. I was happy to let you kill that challenge, Terrell, and take out Justin for me because that showed that I can survive around without any form of immunity. That was purely on my social game, and that set me up well for the end. Someone I could beat in the final 3 challenge, someone I could drag to the end, someone, if we made it to final 2, I could beat there. So I'm very proud of that week of gameplay.
Thank you, Ryan. Okay, so the next person would be Sador. However, Sador is running late, so we will move on to the sixth juror, which would be Justin. Justin, you have the floor.
Hello, Jenna Bananas. Hello, Australian Ryan. I just want to say congratulations to you both. And as much as I enjoy you both as people, my vote is completely up in the air. It will depend on how you answer this, how you've answered, and how you will continue to answer. And before I make my question, or before I say my questions, I want to make a statement because I caught some of what Jenna said in her opening, and I caught none of Ryan's, and I'm very sorry. And I'll go watch that back if I can. Jenna, the reason that you were not my ride or die at first is because I was a little mad that you made an alliance and didn't include me, and I was a little salty, and that is why I couldn't commit to the ride or die. And Harris was my ride or die. Rachel was a very close ally for me. But once I knew that Harris and Maddie could not officially be split up, I was all you. I even told Ryan, I told other people in private chats, I will not vote for Jenna. So now that that's out of the way, Edgar stole my question. So I have a modified version. What was a key move that you made early in the game that set you up to get to the final two early on? Socially, strategically, anything. I want something that was done early in this game that you think got you here. So, Jenna.
Justin, all my plans early in the game involved you. I had so many plans and wanted to talk to you about it, but you would ghost me for days and say you're taking a break. And I just, I still held true to my final two because that's what I told you. I mean, sometimes you would go like a week without talking to me, and then everybody was telling me that you're in this boys alliance. And the reason why I didn't invite you into the Misfits was Jordan didn't trust you, and plus the way
what
you and I thought very similarly. Okay. I know that we watched the same shows, the same reality shows. So I knew that, and I thought in my mind that you would go work one side of the house and I would work the other side of the house, and then we would come together and share information. You weren't sharing information with me. I think the first time that you shared information with me was the Millie vote, and I already knew about that. And I kept telling in my diary room, I was like, my ride or die does not share anything with me ever. Like, I really wish that I wanted to be loyal to you so badly, but I hated that I couldn't give that to Morgan, so I really feel that I hate to even say this to you, and I will probably lose your vote if I ever had it, but I really felt it was a detriment to my game that I offered that to you, and I was willing to stay loyal to it because I don't feel you were working with me. Traders night, you saved Rachel. Circle night, you saved Rachel. And I was just like, the girl in me was like, well, he's just doing it to hide that we're working together. But, in my heart, it just hurt me so much. I was like, I can't believe he wouldn't save me because I'm 100% for him. And, when people would bring up your name in other chats and stuff, I always said, I can't vote for Justin. He's the first one that ever talked to me. And then I would give a million reasons why we should vote out somebody else. So, you did offer it. You did return it after Edgar was gone. But I mean, and then I tell you, I have a plan for us to get to final two. I had the best plan. I stayed up till 2 a.m.
I'm so sorry.
And then you didn't talk to me for days. Ryan knew I had that plan. Ryan knew. I was like, Ryan, I've got this plan, and that's how he figured out that me and you had some kind of deal. He told Millie, Jenna or something's with Justin, because I had this big plan, but you just ghosted me all the time.
My fatal flaw in this game was going days on end, and I think.
And then I would hear that you're talking to other people. Like, I talked to Edgar and I was like, man, Justin's not even talking to me. He's like, yeah, I just talked to him last night. And I was like, he's supposed to be my final two. He's not making any plans with me. That's why I felt alone. That's a big reason why I felt alone.
I'm so sorry. It was still part of my game up until the end to play, I guess, the middle. But I was never, ever, ever going to vote you out until maybe final three. But then it was no matter what, you were my final two. And I only saved Rachel's Circle Night because I thought that Rachel would save Jordan, and I wanted to hide that I was working with Jordan. And then she didn't save Jordan, and you didn't save Jordan. And it was the only time I got mad in this game, and neither of you saved Jordan.
I was
Um,
pissed too, dude. I was pissed too
Yeah.
because there was an even number of misfits. And I knew once I realized what Circle Night was, I was like, awesome, my whole new alliance is safe. And then Edgar picked you and screwed it all up. And then I got the blame for Jordan getting out. I never wanted Jordan out.
Understood.
And I need to correct that. I'm not 100% sure if it was Jordan that didn't trust you, but somebody, it might have been Richie. Somebody in the Misfits didn't trust you and want you in there. But I didn't want you in there either because then we can't share information if we're in the same alliance, you know?
Thank you for being honest. Thank you for your answer. I would like to give Ryan, the fighter, the chance to tell me your answer.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think from the first night, I was trying to set myself up for the end because I was looking at the group that I was in, and I looked at the cast assessment as well. And I wanted to be with other people that were in A tier because I was plonked in A tier, which I did not expect at all. And so that made me like, oh crap, I need some other threats. And so Latea, who I already just love, she was a huge social threat right off the bat. And it was obvious when she didn't get any votes. And Connor, I knew he was the biggest character of the night. And also, he was the other younger guy. And so I feel like he could sort of be a really good shield for me because he very much showed some flaws that I tried to hide. And they were both big shields for me. So, and they were shields that were loyal. Unlike Jenna, my ride or dies were loyal to me at that point. And that means we were pretty solid for a while. And we were strong until we cracked. And those two were both targeted before me. And then I was able to regroup and find a new plan to the final two. So that aligning with those two on the very first night set me up to stick with them to the very end. So I think I was already set up for the final two then.
Okay. I respect it. I also tried to have a shield in front of me with Rachel because we were both labeled as intelligent. So I do respect
I knew you
that move. I think both of you again are fantastic people. I really don't know where my vote is going, and I hope it's no hard feelings to whoever I don't vote for. But you both deserve it.
Was.
And bananas. I love it. All right. I'm done.
Perfect. Thank you, Justin. We will move on to our next juror, which will be Harris. Harris, you have the floor.
What's up, guys? Love both of you. Think you guys have both played great. Kind of polar opposite games, so it's really interesting. I'm going to start off with Ryan. So the jury, I'm not gonna lie, is not like doesn't really know like your strategic game. I know you've explained it a lot, but I'm gonna try to pinpoint a move here. I just want you to explain it for me. So one of the big talking points was the whole the whole saving voiding Jenna's vote instead of saving Latea. Can you just go deeper into that and talk about your strategy behind it?
Absolutely. At that point in time, it was looking bad for us. The thing is, if I saved Latea there, then it would be the other five would easily have the numbers, and it would have probably been me, Maddie, and Connor probably in the bottom three, and then it would have been probably Connor gone, and then who knows what happens the next round. They still have the numbers, and then it's me and Latea. It's even more obvious at that point that me and Latea are a tight duo. They're definitely going to get one of us out. So if I save Latea there, best case scenario, nothing changes. She still goes home. Worst case scenario, I go home. So at that point in time, the best move, in my opinion, was to get rid of Jenna because it at least gave us the ability to put in other options that maybe Edgar would have taken out if they were able to convince him somehow. But it didn't happen. But that was genuinely, I think, the best move I could have made at that point, even though it didn't pan out perfectly.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where Jenna is. Do I like wait for her? Oh, there she is. Jenna, I love you. I hope you know it's no hard feelings about what happened. And
I loved your exit.
oh, thank you. I wanted to keep her safe because I felt like if people knew that we were tight, then you guys would turn on her. And it's funny because somebody in the chat was like, "Oh, he's talking about Jenna. He's talking about Jenna." I was like, "All right, cool." You know, I think me and Jenna were this tight. That's funny.
Dude, if I would have just known that's how you felt about Maddie, because Ryan reached out to me. You know, I give him full credit for reaching out to me after I was gunning for him so hard. And I said, Ryan, you know, the one thing we have in common is that we both want to keep Maddie safe. You know, and then it was like the next day, sorry, Ryan, but Ryan was like, you know, I do know at some point I have to get Maddie out. And I was like, no, that's the whole point. I wanted to save you, was to keep Maddie safe. So I was having the wrong conversation with the wrong guy. You know, I thought you were more loyal to Edgar.
Nah. So, shout out Edgar, but nah. It was always I was always gonna take Maddie to the end. Anyways, fuck, I forget my question now. Shit.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Okay.
That was the biggest shock for me this season, was the showmance.
I need you to own this, okay? You got this. I believe in you. So, me personally, I think you've played a magnificent game. I think you've been awesome behind the scenes, especially. Talk to me about how not winning any comps is actually beneficial to your game. And as an add-on to that, a lot of people are calling you a snake because you had to like backstab and do all this. But do you actually believe that you had to play a snaky game, and why?
I know that people are wanting me to own up being a snake. I didn't feel, I mean, I guess I had to do some snaky moves, but I had to protect the people I had to protect. And those people were all on different sides of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Was that calculated? I mean, a little bit, you know, like I gave my reason why I liked Maddie from the beginning. With Millie, it was really a guilt thing that I felt that I needed to be loyal to her, and I promised it to her. Morgan, it was because she had picked me for Team Morgan, and I was just so flattered by that because she hadn't, you know, even spoken to me once. And then she was just hilarious. So, you know, of course I want to keep her in the game. So not winning comps, I knew going into this game that if it was like physical comps and I saw everybody's ages, you know, and I'm pushing 50 with Millie, I knew I probably wasn't going to get any comp wins. The closest I did come was the broom on the ceiling. And my only goal was to get Edgar out that week. And that's when I was working with Connor and the kids. And Ryan was the last one left with me after Edgar dropped. And if you watch back, you'll see as soon as Edgar drops, I drop. Because I was like, it's Ryan. He's going to get out Edgar. I don't need to sit here and try to break my arm anymore. But you better bet I was not going to drop before Edgar. If I had to fall over dead, there was just no way I was going to drop. But I knew that my strength is in socializing. You know, even though I'm a true introvert at home, I knew that I would be able to connect with people, you know, on a genuine level. And I really felt I did. And that's why it hurt to be called like a villain and a snake and stuff, because when I talk to people, I always felt that was genuine. You know, I wasn't reaching out to people like nameless people that I didn't think that I would be able to connect to on a genuine level. So I just didn't reach out to them.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Yeah. Thank you guys.
All right. So you're satisfied, Harris?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
All right. Then you may rejoin the jury. All right. Juror number 5, Sador, you have the floor.
Hi.
Hello.
Well, I really haven't talked to you guys just to think about that. He kind of just asked the questions that I already had for you guys and kind of just answered. So, yeah. How did you feel about that? I mean, how do you feel like taking out your whole alliance? You felt great about that? That's to you, Ryan. You.
I mean, I don't feel like fantastic about it, but I had to do what I had to do to get to the end. And I am proud of myself. So yeah.
Sound just like a Medusa. Gotta give you that. Dang, Jenna, I really didn't get to know you either, Jenna, but it was really nice working with you though. But I definitely seen your moves. It wasn't as sneaky as Ryan, but you definitely made some moves though. I definitely have to give you that. You guys definitely played the game. So yeah. Like how many people you was like so like loyal to, Jenna? Like a lot. Was it too like so much? Like was it like draining or what?
I mean, my first person that I was loyal to, like I said, well, I don't know if you were here, but I had made a final two with Justin like on day two, and he never returned it until Edgar left. But I wanted to stay loyal to that. And that's why when I got teamed up with Morgan and I started to just really grow close with her, I couldn't offer her a final two, but I still did everything I could to protect her in this game. And I was devastated when she left, and that's why I was all out for revenge and going after Ryan. And, you know, I did get the House to vote for Ryan, but then because certain people, including my final two, Justin, wouldn't throw a vote, Ryan got to be safe on a technicality. So that kind of messed up my plans there to avenge Morgan. After Morgan left, well, during the Morgan thing, I had made a promise to Millie that I would also do everything I could to keep her trust. And then I brought Morgan into that with me. So we got to work with Millie, and I'd wanted to work with Millie from day one. So I was perfectly fine with that. And then once Justin left, I promised a final two because, you know, Millie was with Terrell. I couldn't offer her final two. Once Justin left, I asked Maddie to be my final two. And I was loyal to that.
Mm-hmm. Right, what made you kick out Morgan so fast like that? Did you have something against her or no?
I just wasn't close with her. Yeah, I answered that question for her. I thought Edgar would save me before Morgan would, and I needed to start distinguishing myself from my allies. So yeah, I'm sorry I had to do it, but we weren't that close. So
But Morgan was in our alliance, you know, Connor, me, you, Latea, Maddie, like me and Morgan were in there. That's why I didn't understand.
So I didn't know that was such an official alliance. I thought that was just a number.
Yeah, because I thought you guys had voted. You guys was going to vote a certain way, and then you turned on Morgan. So
that's why I was so hurt. You know, if it was like Terrell or something that took out Morgan, then I'd be like, well, that was a game move and that sucks. But we were voting together.
Okay. That's understandable. All right. Well, you played a good hell of a game, but you know, we was in a line together, Jenna, and I see how you was moving. So you definitely was being loyal to the people you said you was going to be loyal to. So I did see that. Like, you definitely got people out the way. Well, Ryan, but you shocked me. And I like how you use, you know, that when you had that little spaz out with me, and I'm all like, you were saying, oh my God, because let's tell you, she's not here. Oh my gosh. And I'm a spaz on the door. You said I didn't have a game plan, but I knew you guys how you were moving. See, let me tell you something, because some people got to move in silent. So they're not going to tell you the next move, especially you don't talk to them. So it's kind of like seeing it coming, you know, like I already knew who your alliance is. You guys kind of told your alliance when you guys all, you know, through shades, and also you too, Jenna, when you had the shades as well. I already peeped that. See? You wouldn't have known that I known that, would you? Kind of like broke that, even though she knew she was going, because me and her talked previously, and I actually saved her. And see, that's what I'm saying. When you don't talk to somebody, you don't know what they doing. So at the same time, I was looking at it like, yeah, like you got, like I said, you could have saved her. Like you definitely could have, but you know, you had your, however you said or whatever. So I'm just looking at it like, okay, well, you know, I seen that, and like she knew, she had the feeling though, and let's tell you, if you hear, I know you had the feeling, you was on point with that. She knew, but I was shocked that you was going to do that or whatever, because they kind of carried you, Connor and Latea, to me, like, because if you wasn't, you know, if you was sleeping, you're like on the other side of the world, and they're talking, you know, and they on the East Coast or whatever, or you know, over here, they were able to socialize for you, and you know, and build that, you know, basically build that with you, kind of just like standing on their backs. So you had a great alliance. I get that. You definitely did. But also ours was greater, like, you know. Look at Jenna on top. Oh my gosh, girl, you've been doing it. But y'all been doing it though. Like, Ryan, you crazy as hell, Ryan. I don't trust nobody with a big smile as yours. You was good. But yeah, but that's about it. But y'all played a good game now. Y'all got me. Y'all got me twice. But I enjoyed it with all the shade. That was me. That was me putting all that shit in there. That was me. I was talking all this shit. I just love having fun, you guys. But yeah, I love you guys. It was like no shade. All is forgiven. You guys threw everybody under the bus. You all did it. Amazing. I love you. Just own up to your shit.
I'm glad you get it.
Yeah,
I'm
just
glad
own
you
up
get
to
it.
the shit. Just say you the shit right now. Just say, yep, I threw all you motherfuckers under the bus and we the shit right now. We up top. You just gotta own it right now. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. But okay, but that's all I have for now. Until the reunion. Until more come. Until. So yeah. Thanks you guys. Good luck. May the best one wins.
Thank you so much, Sador. All right, you may rejoin the jury. Okay, well, next up is juror number 8, which is Terrell. You have the floor.
Hey guys.
Hi, Terrell.
How y'all doing? Y'all gotta like smile a little bit because y'all look stressed. Let's get into it. Y'all in the final 2. Congratulations. How y'all feeling?
This is hard.
I bet, because I could see it on both y'all faces. Y'all got grilled, and my question got asked, not one but twice. So I'm just gonna ask. I'll start with I don't know, Ryan. Ryan, I just want to say you played a great game. You were fun. I worked with you earlier on the game. We talked a little bit. Oh, a happy 1-year anniversary to you and Dominic today, the 5th. Yes, turn up. But so what do you feel like, in your own words, is your biggest regret in the game? Like, what do you feel like you wish happened differently? I don't know.
Yeah. My biggest regret would probably be not game wise, because I might not be here if I didn't make it, but the Morgan move, the way it affected my relationship with Latea, it really like cut me deep because I cherish that bond so much. And I still stand by making that move for my game, but the fact that I didn't let her know or didn't talk about it more with her, it really sucks because I did lose a bit of trust with her, or she lost trust for me. And that was definitely the hardest part, just having to deal with that mentally afterwards. Definitely affected me a bit. But at the end of the day, I made the move. I can apologize however much I want, but I really appreciate that bond with Latea, and I still stand by that move strategically.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. You played a great game, by the way. You took my ass out. So, all right, Jenna, how you doing, girl?
All right. How are
All
you?
right. Great. Thank you. I just had to know. I know you said you started this game solo. No one talked to you. You had like you made your own funeral earlier on the season. Like, you know what? I just want to leave. Edgar didn't go. I was okay. You kept telling me, oh, vote me out. I'm like, girl, you want to go home? I didn't want to send you home. I thought she was great. You were in alliance with everybody, I feel like. You had your dogs that sabotaged you early on. I feel like you threw a lot of challenges. You played a great game. What I want to hear from you is, girl, was all that part of your strategy? Did you do all that to get to the end? Because I want you to own this. Both of y'all. Y'all got to own these moves because y'all in the top 2, and I still don't know who I'm voting for. This jury don't know who they voting for. So, girl, we got to hear it. I know everybody said this, but I just want to know in your own words, those little moves that you did throughout the whole season, the funeral, the dogs, the ping pong balls, yeah, having no one, but you had basically playing for second almost. Like, oh, I got Justin, Maddie. So, girl, do you want to win? That's what I want to know. Yes.
The funeral, that was a hard one. I was having a really hard time. That's when the messages were coming out about Maddie, and that really affected me for reasons that I haven't talked about in the game. But then as soon as I said, I wanted to go, the kids reached out to me and they told me that they wanted to vote Rachel out. And I was all for that because she had thrown a vote on me the episode before.
Oh, yeah.
So I did have to kind of play that up and just be like, yeah, I want to go. If you notice on that episode, I wore the shirt, it's you, it's not me. And that's the reason, because, I had to keep saying that I wanted to be the one to go, knowing that she was going to be the one to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And
So
you own your moves though, right?
I own everything. I own conspiring against you. I would love to explain that to you either
Yeah,
now.
can you a little bit? Yeah, because I gotta know. Tell me, like, what happened?
So as I've said, for one, I always wanted to work with you. That was the truth. And when Millie brought Morgan and I to you, I was so happy. I was like, I'm finally getting to work with Terrell. But keep in mind, I already had made these promises to other people, Millie being one of them. So when it came time, the kids wanted to get Millie out because of, why.
Yeah.
They were all ready to get her out, all of them.
Yeah.
And I said, and it was either you or her. So because my loyalty was to her, I had to switch it to be you. And then when I got in the box with Ryan, not only had I really wanted Harris out for a long time, but I really didn't want you to go. And that's why I talked to Ryan and I was like, please, let's do Harris. And here's the reasons why you should do it. So
I appreciate that.
I was conspiring against you, but it wasn't to be against you. It was only to save Millie. Because I had made her that promise.
Okay. That's all I have, guys. You guys are awesome. Congrats and good luck.
Thank you, Terrell.
All right. Juror number 9, Maddie, please take the floor.
Hey, you guys. I just want to start by saying congratulations. I'm so happy for the both of you, and I couldn't possibly cast my vote based on who I like more. I am very, very happy with this final too. I'm glad that you guys made it to the top. Oh my gosh, I'm getting distracted because of the jury. Okay. So Ryan, Harris stole my question for you. So I guess I'll say, I'm going to ask you to describe your game in 3 words and explain why. Give us examples. Oh, I think you're on mute.
Thank you. At the beginning, my game was reserved because I didn't want to be a target. I wanted to slide under the radar at the beginning. And I would say throughout the middle, my game was explosive. I started making moves that weren't all 100% perfect, but I was trying to build a resume to make myself known, because in this game, you can't slide under the radar the whole time. You need to throw out names. You need to distinguish yourself. So I started fighting. And then throughout the end, my whole game was resilient. I really fought through everything. And I am the one that made this final 3. I think that's something that sets me apart from Jenna a bit, is the fact that she was playing for second place a lot of the game, and she wanted to leave at points. She wanted to give up in the final challenge. She wanted to go to the end against you to her own detriment. She would have stayed with you and Harris despite you being a strong pair if she knew how much you liked him. But I was always playing for the win, and I fought for it. I am resilient. I was reserved at the beginning, but I was explosive towards the end. And I'm happy with the way I played. I really am.
Good answer, Ryan. Okay, Jenna, this has been a very interesting game because there are so many players that really just wanted to see a boy win. Throughout this game, you've been called a crybaby, overly emotional, manipulative, and a snake. Do you think that if you were a man, you would be looked at less as those things and more as a player that's been cunning, clever, and incredibly strategic?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think it's fair. But that's the world we live in. We both know that. And I know that I'm probably not going to get some votes tonight because I don't have a wiener. So it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that. It's just that's just the world we live in. Even after the Barbie movie, it's just, people that say that they're pro women and stuff, they're not, and they're going to make an alliance that cuts out a whole group of people. And I just didn't feel that was fair.
Sure. All right. Thanks, you guys, and good luck.
Thank you. All right. Our 10th and final juror, Milichan, my girl Milichan, please take the floor.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Millie.
Y'all can calm down. I'm not asking y'all no question.
Millie, I want to know, how are your
I'm not doing
knees?
this.
Because my knees are killing me after those cups.
My whole arm. I can't even lift weights at the gym. So it's a mess. I'm a mess. Congratulations to both of you. And I appreciate Ryan, your honesty. I appreciate Jenna, you telling, everything that you've done. It has been wonderful playing for you guys. Unlike everybody else, I already know who I'm voting for, so I'm not even going through that. But I enjoy playing with you all. And I hope that we can stay in touch. Y'all have been great. I will ask you this. What is your proudest moment, Ryan? And what is your proudest moment, Jenna? That's all I got.
My proudest moment, it probably is winning the challenges. I came into this wanting to win challenges, and even though I was doing well in them for most of the game, I think I really dominated. I think I played a insanely strong physical game, and I'm super proud of that because I was getting really disappointed and knocked down, and I was getting chances to show my social game or strategic game, but it doesn't really matter in this game unless you are winning the challenges. You need to win those challenges, and it was just so satisfying every time I got that.
Good.
And the last
Okay.
Mwah.
My bookend. Okay, Jenna, you?
Well, I've already talked about flipping the house from the Connor to the Edgar vote, so I'll talk about something else that I was proud of that had to do with you. I was with the kids and I was with you and Terrell, and you guys were telling me you got to vote Maddie. You're going to have to vote Maddie. And, in my head, I knew, but I couldn't do it. So, and then I had Maddie and the kids saying that we had to vote for you. So I was like, how am I going to fix this? So I came to both of you guys and said, let's do a girls alliance. And the whole purpose of that really wasn't to have a girls alliance. It was to get you and Maddie to quit saying each other's names, because you were both my people. And I didn't want you guys going after each other, because I wanted all three of us in the end. And we all just happen to be females, but that's besides the point.
Well, you guys played a great game. And good luck. I'm out.
All right. Well, jurors, you can all come back on camera because it is time for the final speeches. So, Jenna and Ryan, you guys have been able to hear all of the jurors' questions. They've grilled you pretty hard. It is now time for you guys to give your final plea to them. This is the last chance you have to give any last-minute sway to any of our jurors tonight. So, since Ryan started us off first last time, Jenna will start us off first this time. So, Jenna, you have the floor.
I think I've really gotten out a lot of points that I wanted to get out, except for one thing. Ryan said that he picked this final three. I actually think this final three was because of me, because Ryan was going to be the next to go. He did reach out to me, but then I said, let's find a common denominator. Who do we both want to get out? And then we worked to do that. So I do feel I picked the final three. But like I said before, I was loyal to who I was loyal to, and I protected the people that I promised I would protect. And that's what got me here. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Jenna. Ryan, close us out.
All right. Wait. Okay, I'm unmuted. I first just want to say thank you, everyone, for the experience. I really genuinely enjoyed getting to know all of you, and I've had a really rough last 2 months mentally, and this game's taken my mind off of some pretty crippling anxiety and depression, so I'm very happy about that. But anyway, I started this game as pretty young and inexperienced, and all of you guys helped me become the player that I am now. I learned from all of you. I learned from Latea and Connor first. I learned from the strategy of you, Maddie and Harris. I really appreciated my chats with Justin and Edgar. You guys were like my big brother, like Latea was my big sister. And Terrell and Millie, you helped me with my confidence and my social skills. And I really appreciate that. So I laid low at the beginning. I learned from you guys. I started trying to distinguish myself. I built strong enough bonds to be safe, even for a round where I wasn't present for it, and I still managed to not even be in the bottom. And then I was in a strong position for the first half of the game, and I was genuinely loyal to Latea and Connor. But once they were gone, I was loyal to no one except for myself. You can say I played a selfish game. I say I played self-interestedly. I was looking after myself, and I absolutely chose this final three because if Jenna did, Maddie would have been here, and Maddie would have been winning. I started making more strategic moves, and I showed I could survive rounds without power, but I also proved that I've got a pretty dominant physical game. I won 4 paymasters, 2 other individual challenges, and if everything else means nothing to you, at least I didn't keep you guys up past midnight the other night. I also never wanted to quit this game. I was always planning to make it to the end with people that I had a genuine chance to beat. And Jenna played a great game, but the only reason she has a chance to win right now is because I got her here. That is the only reason. So I am very proud of everything that this season has been. It has been an incredible season, and I implore you guys to make the iconic decision. Let our season be remembered as being the first with the first male winner. Let's make history. We can be remembered. And I'm someone who had to fight every step of the way to achieve that title of the first male winner. I would be so grateful if you guys give me your vote. So thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my final two, and thank you, jury. Well, Ryan, Jenna, you two have done all that you possibly can in this game. It is now time for the jury to make their final decision. Jurors, I'm going to ask each of you to grab a pen, marker, pencil, whatever you got, and a piece of paper. You're going to head on to the breakout room with us, where you will write down and reveal who you have voted for to win this season. You can also give a little speech about why you're voting for them. I'm going to ask the jurors that are not voting at that time to stay here and remain on mute. We will come back when every juror has cast their vote. You'll be called in one by one to cast your vote. You guys are not allowed to communicate. You're not allowed to talk at all. That is the end of it. So I will now start the breakout room. Morgan, you will be the first person that will be voting tonight. As a reminder, you are voting for a winner. You are not voting to eliminate. You are voting for a winner. So Morgan, I will now bring you into the breakout room. The rest of you may await your fate.
Look up. Send the
Oh,
link.
the
What?
link to her book.
Oh.
Sador, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm back. Mm.
Iris, go vote.
Jordan.
Jordan.
Shout out the company.
Shout out the company.
Shout out the company. Justin, do you know why Jordan went home?
Why did Jordan go home?
You'll find out at the reunion.
What?
It's not the company though.
Why are you doing that to me, Harris?
We can't talk in here. What y'all doing?
What are you doing, Morgan? You good?
Yeah, I'm over here playing a game on my phone.
Yeah, same.
Y'all, this awkward silence, y'all.
It's stressful.
Y'all know a scary movie. They were like,
I didn't know.
Yes.
I didn't
Harris,
know.
I'm very curious.
What'd you say?
I said
What'd you
I'm
say?
very curious.
I don't even know if I
But we
should.
can't be in here talking now, you know.
Yeah, I guess
Wait,
we
we
gotta be
can't
quiet.
talk in here?
No,
Yeah,
they
that's
said
what
we
we
gotta be
gotta
quiet.
know. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
They told us to be quiet.
You can't until after.
Shit.
Okay.
How many more people gotta go?
2.
What Dr. Lou doing in here? Oh, let me hush. I missed you, Dr. Lou.
Oh my God, man. Friday. Yeah.
All right, everybody. So everyone has cast their votes for who should win season 13. Before we do so, before we crown a winner, I did invite back some of our pre-jury to spend the night with us. So pre-jury, if you guys want, you can come on camera. From our pre-jury, we have Jordan, Rachel, and Dr. Lou.
Hey y'all. Hey
Three of our
guys. Oh my god.
bigger names from the early game. So it's so great to see you all.
Hey y'all.
So I can reveal that
Hi.
all of the votes have been locked in. So before we get to the final vote, I just wanted to say a couple of things. So first things first is I really want to thank my production team for an amazing season. I Love Money would really not be what it is today without you guys. You know, I started this game when I was 17, all by myself. I ran pretty much the whole first era of this game by myself, and having you guys helping me run the show, keep things in order, doing the diary room sessions, doing the exit interviews, it's made the show so much easier to host. It's made it it's made it a much better product. So again, thank you so much to my production team, specifically the following people. I want to start off with I'm going to go in order of when you guys joined the team. Firstly, Sharonica. Sharonica, you played back in season 2, so you've been with me the longest of everyone here. You helped me co-host season 4, and then we haven't really seen you on production like as a mainstay until this season. So it was really hard for you jumping back in, but you did an amazing job helping out with those diary room sessions, being on people's asses about rules or whatever. And it's really been fun having you back on here to talk shit about what's going on in the game. You're a legend, and so awesome having you on. Next is V. V, you joined back in season 5, so you've been here since the pandemic, and then you played on All Stars in 6. You always are a great rock to have. Throw in your 2 cents in there every now and then, helping us with technical things. You really are. It's really been great having you here as a mainstay, a staple on the show. Next is Tyler, who joined the production team back in season 9. He was the first boot, the iconic first boot of season 8, if you will. And Tyler, you have done an amazing job this season with that after show. That's been something that you've been wanting to do for seasons, and this season you made it a reality. And it was fantastic. I enjoyed watching it on the Facebook page. It was so much fun watching you, Kyra, and Brandon run that. You're amazing. You always keep me laughing. You always are a good rock, just like V. And of course, the diary room sessions, amazing. Next is our head casting director, Chantel. Chantel, I gotta tell you, when I started casting this game, I would have to go to people's messages that I didn't even know, and I would have to beg people to play this game. I had to go into all crevices of the internet, and it was draining for one person to do. And you came in here in these last 2 seasons, you've really done the work. Like, you found a majority of the people that are on this cast. And I really love everyone that played this season. There's really nobody that played this season that I don't care for, even the people that went inactive. This game would not have been what it was without you. I don't even think it would have been possible to do it without you. So I want to thank you seriously for helping me get this game together. You did the casting, you did diary room sessions, you helped come up with challenges. You're in the chat hyping people up. Like, you're an amazing production member. And again, I really couldn't do this without you. Keisha, I am so glad that you came back this season. The exit interviews have been amazing. Nobody could do them like you do it. You got these people on there to do their interviews. You stayed up late to do these interviews. All the diary room sessions that you do. You, again, are someone that I really couldn't do this show without. So I thank you so much. You've been on production since season 10, right after your season ended, where you got robbed in season 9. You just are amazing. And again, I love you so much. Next is my buddy, Queewol, my IRL bestie. You were on season 11, and then you joined production. Initially, you joined production just to troll in the Christmas game last year, but you've become a really integral part of the season. You and I planned out that Trader's Twist. We planned out a lot of the phone call stuff. You just got tricked. Hosting this game with you makes it so much more fun. You're just amazing. Thank you so much for helping me with this game and being an amazing producer these last 2 seasons. Our newest member of the production team, Kyra, who made it all the way to top 3 last season. Kyra, you stepped in during Baddies DH1 and you stayed on for this season, and you've done amazing with the after show. You've helped out in confessionals. You've helped out with little things here and there. You're just such a positive energy to have on the production team and to keep us all smiling. Like, again, we needed you this season, and you just were a great person to have. So I am so glad that you were able to join us for your first season on a main season of I Love Money. I want to also give a shout out to Squid, who had her wedding going on, but she helped out with some graphical things. I want to give a big shout out to Amara Chanel from season 3 and 4, who helped edit things this season. She put together some of the promotional material in the beginning. She put together that top 3 video. She's done other little edits throughout the season. So I want to thank Miss Amara Chanel. I want to thank all of the judges that came on this season and helped us with all the creative challenges. You all were really amazing. And again, we couldn't have done it without you. Thank you to my competition beast this season, Will, Giraffes, Sherry, Josh, Lady K, Amara, Johnny, for being a part of that twist. And again, thank you to everyone who played. It's been a while since I've really enjoyed a cast. You guys were strategic. You guys were messy. There were things that you did that I loved, things that you did that I cringed at. I'm going to give you guys a little gift early. and give you just my quick takes on each person this season, unfiltered for the first time. Okay, so I'm going to go down the line and give you my quick thoughts. We'll start with Jerome. Jerome, you were the first out, but you made me cackle so many times this season. I was really surprised by how you performed in that battle back. You were extremely cutthroat. That move to knock out Dr. Liu at that top 4 was wild. I think that if you got to stick around a little bit longer, and that if you had understood how the game really worked, I really think that you could have done some damage in the game in ways that I don't even think you would have understood. So who knows, maybe we'll see you again, but you had a legendary exit speech that I'm never going to forget that speech. Next is Katya. So Katya had to leave the game. It's actually kind of a shame, because if Katya stuck around, there was a lot of people that were trying to reel her in. The boys wanted her in as a number 5. There were some girls that wanted to work with her. I think if she had some time to put into the game, she could have done some damage. But I also think that she's just a really like sweet person, and I think it was really out of her element having to vote for people vocally. So I don't know how she would have done entirely. Dr. Liu, I have to say, like, I know that you don't know how I feel about you. Dr. Liu, I have no hate for you. I love you, Dr. Liu. Okay. I got no problems with you. What I will say is I hated seeing you give up in the round that you went home. There was so many people that wanted to work with you. Like, nobody wanted to send you home except for Richie and I think Connor. But other than that, people were not worried about you. They wanted to take you deep in the game. And I think if you had, kind of just gotten out of your own head and you worked with Rachel, Harris didn't even want to vote you off. Like, if you had just gotten in these alliances, I think you could have went really deep in the game. I don't know if you would have won, but you could have really stuck around. And I saw it. And again, you were really fun to watch. Mocha was really funny in the confessionals. I was really disappointed by her performance this season, just like doing no calls, no shows, just being honest. Her game was not really existent, but I will say as a person, she's really funny. And shout out to Mama Mocha, because Mama Mocha had me rolling in her confessionals. Next is Desiree. Desiree's another person similar to Katya, where there were people wanting to use her as a number, specifically Harris. Harris had invested a lot of time into his relationship with her, and her going home actually really hurt Harris's game. I think had she stuck around, she would have been a number for Maddie, a number for Harris, and the game would have probably been different. I don't think she would have won. But again, I also think that her getting voted in so many times is what was really hurting her. There was a point where she wanted to leave and we talked her off the ledge. And it just, I think it's just discouraging for some people when you get targeted so early. I've noticed it with past seasons where once you get voted in that first night, you don't see a future. Next is Jordan. Jordan, your alliance absolutely was like ready to cut you from the start. Company can't even deny that. I remember the first confessional we had with like Justin and Harris was basically calling you the Matt, the Matt in the brigade. You were kind of like the Matt of the brigade from the start. I think the only mistake that you made this season was those relationships you formed with Jenna and Richie and Ryan and all those other people. I think you should have formed them from the start and branched out a little bit more from your alliance. And I think that you could have been more insulated. I am really curious what the game would have been like if you won your way back in. I'm still shocked that they did not vote you back in. I think that a lot of them were just bitter that you outplayed them, if I'm being honest with you. And Sidor just did a better job at connecting with those pre-jurors. Next is Richie. I'm not gonna lie, Richie, I was not a fan of your exit. I really was not a fan of your exit. While Edgar did say that from the start he wanted a guy to win, I just kind of thought it was distasteful to call him a misogynist or whatever. Richie was playing all sides from the first day. Richie gave us like 10 confessionals before the game even started. He was definitely playing hard, to say the least. I think Richie's biggest mistake was not putting his money where his mouth was. That night where he was in the bottom dead last, it was clear as day that, Terrell wasn't going to vote Millie out. So that lessens his chances of staying. And he had no relationship with Terrell. He hated, and hate's a strong word, but he really did. He hated Millie and Terrell. So I was just surprised that he didn't fight harder to get another name in there, because I know Richie thought of all the possibilities. He's a smart player. But I will give him credit. He is very entertaining, and his confessionals were very funny. Maybe one or two things are different. He could have made it further. I just don't think he understood that by making 1,000 alliances, like, you're never going to have people that really trust you. That's why he was last saved. Ryan A. I have to say, I've never seen a car crash that hard in an elimination. And that's not shade, that's just truth. Nobody wanted Ryan A out. Only person was Millie, and then he made amends with Millie. They fixed their relationship. But that night, he just completely blew up his game because he did not want to vote for Edgar, because they had conversations with each other. And after he didn't do that, he fumbled the ball really bad. Again, Ryan was a really funny character. I appreciated that he was fighting to stay, even though his strategy was not all there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Next is Rachel. Rachel, there were so many moments this season where I was really impressed by you. You thought out of the box in things I never even thought of, like that challenge. We ran that challenge with the clothes so many times, and you dominated it. For those that don't know, Rachel was the first saboteur of the season. She won that. And she kept it very hidden. There were things she had to do. For example, she had to convince someone to call a house meeting. She got someone to call a house meeting. She got Justin to call a house meeting. Rachel was just a really smart player, and it was absolutely the right move to take her out when you guys took her out. If you did not, I think Jenna and Justin, you guys could have linked with Rachel, and you guys could have done something huge. I think the only mistake that Rachel made, firstly, was turning on Millie and Terrell, because they were really loyal to you. And if you had stuck with them, I think that they would have had your back longer than Connor and Latea, because they knew how smart you were, and Connor and Latea were ready to get rid of you the first chance they had. And they did. I also wish that you would have taken Maddie's deal. You could have lied to her. For those of you that don't know, Maddie offered Rachel that to save her if she would agree to not vote out Latea. She didn't agree to it. And because she didn't agree to it, she had to vote Rachel out. Had she agreed to it, Edgar would have gone home that night. So, but yeah, I thought you were a really amazing player this season. Morgan, you had my favorite diver rooms. It's not often we get someone as raw and real as you, but you just were yourself 100% of the time. And again, if you were not dead last loser that night, I think Ryan's right that you could have won the game, or at the very least gotten to the end. You were so likable, so charming. You were great in challenges. It was actually surprising seeing you go out that early in that challenge. But sometimes your own charm can work against you. And I think Ryan did make the right move getting rid of you when he did, because I don't think anyone else would have gotten rid of you. Latea, you had an amazing social game from day one. A lot of people clocked it and still did not want to get rid of you. Again, if you hadn't been dead last loser, I think that you would have made it further, because of that alliance. They wanted to get rid of Connor first, which I think was a dumb move, if I'm being honest with you, because Connor was the worst in challenges of that group. No shade, Connor. It's just you were not good in the challenges.
No, it's true. It's true.
I actually think that taking Latea out first was the right move, because Latea had connections to Maddie. She had connections to Ryan, Connor. Latea was really the glue that held that entire group together, and it was bound to fall apart once she left. I just wish that you would have fought a little harder, because I feel like even though you were up against Edgar, who was most likely not going to send home Millie and Justin, I feel like you could have worked something out with him if you fought a little harder. I also think that the round that you were sent home really shows why it's interesting watching newbies play, because a seasoned player would have known that at that point you have to throw your allies in the bottom to save yourself. But again, I like watching people figure the game out as they go, you know? So you have nothing to be ashamed of. You did a good job this season. Connor, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When Connor left the game got a little boring for a little bit. I'm being so for real, because Connor was fighting for his spot there. He was putting together allies. It was kind of wild seeing how Connor was able to be so loud and boisterous, and people were flocking to him. People wanted to work with Connor, even though the first night he called Jenna frumpy. He said she's the definition of frumpy. You have people simping for him. We already know people call him attractive. We know about that. But yeah, I was really impressed by you this season. And I think, and what y'all don't know is, had Harris not won that paymaster that round, Harris was going home. Edgar wanted to send him home because he felt betrayed by him not voting in. So Harris, had you not won that challenge, you were fucked royally. But I do think it was the right move on your part to vote off Connor, just because Connor, between Maddie and Ryan, like, you guys had the best shot at winning challenges moving forward. Next is Edgar, who's not here. Edgar's game was really fun to watch. I appreciated the amount of effort he put in as someone that was in another country. His game really fumbled because he was deathly loyal to that Good Company alliance. And while Harris and Justin were making allies on their own, Edgar was not really doing that. And it wasn't, and the only reason why he made allies was because people were willing to save him, because it was good for their game. Like Terrell saving him, Maddie saving him, Ryan saving him. Those were all good moves for their individual game. So it's just, he needed to put in more effort to get those individual relationships solidified. Because once the Misfits blew up, he didn't really have anyone backing him. Harris and Justin already had their numbers, so they kind of had to just let him, get run under the bus a little bit. They didn't throw him, they just stepped back while the bus was running. You know what I'm saying? And it was the right move. I didn't understand why he wasn't more willing to turn on you guys, because you guys were consistently putting him down there. But again, that just shows how good your guys' game was with him. It's funny because the one night that Edgar didn't want to fight to put other people in the bottom was the night he went home. In his confessional, he felt really safe and wanted to play the middle. And had he just voted that night, he could have continued so much further. What you guys don't know is, again, had Millie been able to choose out of everybody, Harris was going home that night. It was not going to be Ryan. Ryan was never going to go home that night. So Harris, you actually kind of saved your own ass by voting that night. It shows, like, even though you were playing the middle, you were casting votes, you were getting blood on your hands, and you kept yourself safe by doing that. Next is Sador. Sador, you had just like so many moments where, again, you made me cackle. All of those anonymous messages were from her. All that Medusa shit, that snake shit, like 90% of it was from her. There was some from Dr. Lou, some from Jordan, some from you guys. I don't remember all of it.
Morgan and Jenna, I remember those.
Yes, Morgan and Jenna.
Hey, mine weren't bad. We ain't gonna do that.
I think Sador, you remind me so much of Sharonica in her first season, where Sharonica didn't really have a chance to like get her footing in the game because she entered the game late. You got voted off during that house vote really early on because it had nothing to do with you not being there for the challenge. You were targeted because after that first elimination, you were calling Rachel out for getting rid of Jerome, and the whole house silently turned on you. I think had you not had that twist not been in play and you stuck around, I don't know how much longer you would have lasted, but I think it's impressive how you weren't even there for the buyback and the jury of the eliminated people still wanted you back in the game. Like, that's crazy to think about. And again, people just, they honestly, I felt like a lot of people's games ended when they voted you off. I don't think the jury would have voted. Well, actually, no, the jury did want to vote for you to win. There was a lot of them that wanted you to win out of spite for other people. But a lot of people's games ended when they voted you out. And I don't think they realized that. I don't know who exactly needed you there. I think Justin needed you there. And this is not shade to anybody, but I think Justin needed you there. Millie, you needed Sador there. Just a lot of people that had hurt feelings in the jury needed you there to have a shot. But you brought the entertainment this season, so I got to give you credit for that. Justin, you were really emotionally attached to people this season, and people didn't really see that. It was hard for you to vote for people because you felt so close to them. You know, voting for Ryan hurt you because you guys had that close connection. You know, betraying Maddie, that didn't feel good for you either. There was, I felt like you were the most emotionally attached person in the game, even more so than Jenna. There was I think the only thing that I could say about your game is that I think you needed to have more proactive behavior the whole season. There was a lot of times where Maddie and Harris lost trust with you because you were just doing things that they didn't understand. Like, for example, Maddie had you as her number one before Harris, but after you swapped to the other side, she changed her mind. I mean, even after you swapped, she still wanted you before Harris. I know. It wasn't until like the game just kept continuing that you lost her, and I think you needed to lock her in a little further. I actually think had you worked with Connor's side, there would have been more room for you, her, and Harris to like have complete control. I don't think you're a bad player though. I think that the way that you got your group together to take out Latea and Connor was great. And your relationship with Jenna really solidified her making that big move to take that side out. Harris, you were an amazing player from the beginning all the way to the end of your game. You had pretty much the entire house dynamics figured out. You were really good at making connections, almost Taisha-esque, the girl that won season 10. There was a lot of people that wanted you in the game when it was not good for their game. Millie, for example, really wanted to keep you in the game for a long time. She wanted to work with you, even though you wanted her out from the beginning. There was just a lot of people that should have taken you out sooner, and they just really did not want to. There was also a lot of times where you saved yourself without realizing that you were saving yourself. The only thing that you did wrong was, I know you were throwing a lot of comps, and it's just towards the end of that game, I felt you got a little too comfortable with who was left in there, and you know, Ryan made you feel safe, and then he sniped you right out of the game. But hey, it happens to the best of us because you were comfortable most of the game. You spent the entire season not going in the box. That's incredible. Terrell, I was so impressed by you in those final few episodes when you fought. I kind of forgot how much of a fight you had because so much of the season people did not want you out. You know, even when Latea and Connor completely flipped the script on your alliance, it was always against Millie, never against you. They wanted you safe. And that's credit to you. I think your personality shined through every single episode. And that's why you nearly won this game. Had you got to the end, there were people that really wanted you to win. I think you would have won. You were a comp beast, which was unexpected. And to get to any season, final six without ever being put in there, it's a huge accomplishment. So again, it was amazing watching you play this season. Maddie, you have just such a je ne sais quoi about you where people instantly love you. There were so many people that left you in the game knowing you are a threat to win because they just loved you that much. Jenna's one of them. She spent tonight talking about how she wanted you in the end with her. You were an incredible player, amazing at the competitions, amazing strategically. I think the only thing with you is that there wasn't really a lot of room for you to move this season because you were locked in with that 4 so early on. There just wasn't a lot of wiggle room, and then you were put on the bottom, so you were just fighting to survive. So, and that end game move that you made to form an alliance with you, Jenna, and Millie, even though Millie had no intention on going to the end with you, I thought it was a smart move on your part to solidify yourself safety on both sides. So I think you're an incredible player, and I hate to say this, I saw 4th place for you. from the beginning of the game. I was like, I feel like Maddie's going to get fourth. I just feel it in my heart. But if you didn't get fourth, you would have won. Then we have Millie. I'm just going to say this right now. Millie, you had a lot of haters in this game. Seriously, I felt like, I was like, these some haters. I think what it is that you have this really big personality, and I think it's easy for people to maybe mistake that personality at, like, that persona, if you will, that personality as a persona. And I think more people in the game looked at you as a persona than as a person at times. And I think had they really gotten to know you, they could have realized that you were a great ally, you were really trustworthy, and you were a comp beast. Even though there was times where you we saw with the balls, but those challenges you weren't winning anyway. The ones that you actually won, like, you did an amazing job. You were so much fun to watch. You were so much fun to host. It was amazing having you on this season. And I really hope that people get to see the side of you that we saw from the beginning. And even though you weren't going to win if you got to the final two, I think you played a really amazing game, especially with all of the hardships that you faced from the beginning to the end. So yeah. Then we have our final two. I really feel like the two of you are gonna go down as I Love Money legends. And I don't use that word that often, but I'll start off with Ryan. Ryan, from the beginning, you had a really hard road to the end because of your time difference. Despite that, you made an effort to interact with everybody. You had your alliance with Connor, Latea, and Maddie. You had that tight relationship with Latea. There was a point in the game where you were losing grip on things because you had your work going on, and I know things were really stressful in your real life. But you bounced back, and you bounced back really hard. I think it was the night after you quit your job, actually, where you won the lip sync, that you really started to gain more traction. What people didn't realize about you was that you always were playing for yourself from the beginning of the game. It's just early on, I don't think you saw a path to play for yourself. You had to play for the group. And I remember asking you at some point in your confessional, something along the lines of, like, I think you were saying, well, this is really, like, good for their game, and, like, I really want to see them do well. And I was like, well, don't you want to do well? And I don't know if that flipped a switch in your head or whatever, but I saw you play really differently after you were asked that in your diary room. You were a comp beast, and you threw things too. Like, you were purposely not winning, and you still won. What was it? 6 challenges this season. Like, wow. You also got dogpiled on halfway through by the viewers and by the auction and whatever, and you still stuck around. You had a really Braden run, but actually with a social game. And a lot of the moves you made were for yourself. It was really risky to vote Morgan out, but it was the right move 100%. I don't think you would have made it here. And I hate to say it too, and I know you hated seeing them go. I actually think Latea and Connor leaving was the best thing for your game. Because had they stuck around, I don't know if you would have been able to make the moves you made, because they were in better spots than you were, and they had more power than you did. Them leaving gave you that opportunity to really play for yourself and fight for yourself. And that's exactly what you did. So even though you didn't intend to see them go home, you actually made the best move for yourself by making a mistake and letting them leave. And your end game, taking out the 3 biggest threats, that was amazing. And I think you did pick the right final 2. And last but not least is Jenna. Jenna, I don't think I've ever seen someone run a game the way that you ran this game. It's crazy. I don't even know if you realize how badly you fucked over everyone in this goddamn game. Like, oh my God. From the very beginning, you had such an influence on people's decisions, and you were causing people's eliminations, whether you knew it or you didn't know it. For example, Circle Night. You were supposed to save Jordan. You were supposed to save Richie. Morgan, I thought Morgan was leaving that night because I thought no one was going to save her. And you said, you know what? The older people are getting targeted. I don't really like it. I'm going to save Morgan because I feel closer to her. And that caused a complete chain of reactions where Jordan went home, and then Richie went home, and then Ryan went home. And it puts you in a spot to work with the people that you needed to work with. You then moved over and you were really cognizant of the people that were screwing you over, like Edgar. You set him up to where eventually he ended up leaving. You set Ryan up to leave. Hell, you kind of got Richie screwed over a little bit too. You put that move to get Rachel out in motion. If you weren't there to be like, hey, I will put Rachel down there because she voted for me, that move would not have gotten the traction that it did. There were points where you fumbled, like losing Morgan, losing Justin. But again, I really feel like those things were a little out of your control. Connor and Latea were two of the biggest threats in this game, and they went home because of you, because you flipped. Had you not flipped, they would have been here, and they probably would have made it to the end and bulldozed, if I'm being real. I think the mistake you probably made was maybe sometimes letting your emotions control you. There were people that you genuinely loved in this game so much, and sometimes you were letting who you liked dominate who you should go with. But it was kind of Vanessa Russo-y, where you would flip back and forth between the people you wanted out based on likability and the people you wanted out strategically. I think voting out Sador was the wrong move. You didn't really have control of that in the end of the day, but I think that was the wrong move. But other than that, I mean, I can't really, there's not really a lot that you did wrong this season. And it was just wild to me seeing people fighting for you to stay when you wanted to leave, people asking you who should go home when you should be the last person they ask. And you are an example of how to play the middle in this game. I think everyone thinks to play the middle, you need to not vote, you need to not throw out any names. You can't do that because you'll get called out and you'll get run over. You successfully played the middle, and whether you win tonight or you lose tonight, you had a really legendary run, and you should be proud of yourself. Those are my feelings for the most part. I know that production has more feelings they want to get out when we have the reunion. I'm now going to tally the votes. If you guys wish to talk amongst yourselves, you may feel free to do so, and I will be back momentarily. Thank you.
Wow, guys, this was a season. How y'all feeling?
I'm a little shocked that Edgar was going to get rid of Harris.
Maddie, Justin, me too. I thought they were great.
Justin over me.
That's
Love to
great.
see it.
Harris, you saved yourself a lot.
Yo, y'all don't know.
Chair.
Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. But I was gonna throw that book comp, and Maddie saw it, and she like said something. She was like, "Harris, you gotta focus." And that's the reason why I won. That's the reason why I won.
Nice.
I was gonna throw it. I was gonna throw that.
In front of everyone. I said, "Here, stay focused."
Yeah. Okay.
That comp is gonna get thrown.
It's been a pleasure playing with all
knowing
of you.
that I was competition.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Millie.
It's been wonderful playing with all of you.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Shout out to all my haters. I love y'all.
I wasn't your hater, girl.
I know you wasn't. I know it. I know it.
Congratulations,
But it's
Jenna.
cool though. It's
Congratulations,
cool. I
Ryan.
have it turned out like it was supposed
Oh, I
to.
fucked the whole
It
house.
did.
Yeah, I knew it. I was like, y'all ain't shit.
Sador.
Episode 2.
Congratulations to the final two.
Yes.
No, congratulations, y'all. That's good. That's a great feat.
Good for y'all.
Y'all both killed it this season. 1000%.
This was really a hard decision to make.
It wasn't hard for me.
Really hard.
She said it wasn't hard for me. Morgan, love you.
You gonna
so
forgive
much.
me, Morgan?
Oh, you forget it's a game. It's a game, baby. Play it how it goes.
It's a game. That's the number one thing. It is a game.
I really was doing that for us.
Hey, Lou.
Hey, I thought Millie was my boo for real until she showed me during the battle.
Lou, you gotta fix that Wi-Fi.
Oh, Millie?
Lou, your mic is
What did
bad.
he say? What did he say?
He talking about
I
you,
couldn't
girl.
understand what he said at all.
What did you say, Lou?
You gotta fix your audio.
You gotta take
You're gonna have to fix it. You're gonna have to fix it.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
You sound like you're underwater.
my wife is good at home? I went to the reunion at work.
Okay.
Write it out.
I don't know what he's saying at all.
I'm so sorry, Jordan. I thought you'd get saved.
Nah, Jordan, you sketched me out the most because you kept saying, "Oh, Harris, you're so safe. Like nobody's gonna target you." So I was like, "Nah, I can't have this in my own alliance. I can't have like people saying."
Oh, so you like Jordan got to go.
Yeah,
I
Jordan
didn't even know that.
You gotta bounce. He said it every single time we were in a call. He was like, "Yeah, like Harris is like in the middle so well." I'm like, "Bro, what is going on here? You gotta go, man." I'm so sorry. I loved you. I loved the connection that we made, but yeah, you had to go. It was unfortunate.
It's all good. It's a game.
I've missed
Jordan, I have a question though. What was that message about my asking about my heart rate? Like, I really want, like, how was your heart rate? And then after I'm like, it's good. So I wanted to know the story behind that.
Oh,
That was
I think it was right after like something happened. So I was like, I hope your heart rate's calmed down. Kind of like it was like a stress. I can't remember, but it was something to do along with like a stressful event that happened. I was like, I hope your heart rate's calmed down. I'm weird like that.
Jordan, you said one and I knew immediately it was you. The one that was like, you know you're in trouble or like that you're next to go when the conversations get shallow, right, Maddie? And I was like,
Oh.
I wrote
I
that
knew the
one. I
ones.
was like,
I knew the ones about
she's
me
gonna
were mostly
know.
from Jordan
She's gonna
too.
know it's me.
I knew the ones
I
about me
did
were.
not do anything mean. I was
I knew
having
the.
fun. I knew you guys are here to play a game, and I was like, I'm gonna mess with it the best I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew mine were from Jordan too.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I
Can
can
y'all
hear
hear me
you.
now?
that's a lot better.
No, I was saying, Millie, I thought you were my boo until that batter back, and then you was like, gave me that nasty look. I'm like, girl, what's that for?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it at the reunion, baby. It's a lot to be spilled, honey.
Oh.
We don't have time to do it right here.
You can get it out now if you want to. If you got more to say.
Girl, I want to wait till the
It's
reunion,
okay.
baby. Yes,
I'm
I'm
here
having
for
a
you.
big roll there, baby.
I'm here for you.
I love you though, Millie. No tears in my heart. You was my boo to that up until that ballot bag. You was my boo.
It's okay.
I know it is.
It's okay.
It is.
It's okay.
I see you over there. Oh, dirty.
I did not even know that.
Oh, damn. Oh my goodness.
It's just the game, y'all. I had a good time for real. Watching y'all for real. I really did. I had a good time watching all of y'all. While I was starting to shit on the other side in the pre-jury house. It was good though. I can't wait to talk during the reunion. But I digress.
I just want to know who wrote J Name's Gotta Go. I've been wondering that all season.
What?
Let me let you. I wrote some, but I ain't.
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
Mine
Oh
was
my
about-
god.
Wait, can I say this? I did that and I wrote it in that the way that I think maybe Sador was writing her messages with the emojis and with the grammar because I wanted to
the grammar?
Not the grammar.
That was smart. That was smart.
Not
Good
the
thinking.
grammar.
Well, I'm just glad to know that I am clear from that because the one I sent when in
Was
the
to
group
Lou.
chat was to Lou. Get him out.
Oh yeah,
I was
that
like,
was the
I'm
only
done.
thing Millie
That
said.
was the only
Millie,
one. I didn't
that
say
whole
that.
that whole conspiracy about exclamation points or whatever.
Rachel ass. Rachel.
That was Sador that.
That
wrote
was a reach.
I'm analytical. I had to analyze the text. Come on.
It was a
That's why you
You
did
did great,
That's why
Rachel.
you
I
did
just wish
so
you didn't
smart,
snake us.
Rachel.
That was a
you were
hell of a
so
All
reach,
right,
Rachel.
guys. I do
Rachel,
have.
so good to see you though.
I know you look good, girl. Look at you.
All right, guys. I do have the vote. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to ask all of my jurors and pre-jurors to hop off camera. But once I announce the winner, make some noise. You can come back on camera, cheer, make it a big moment. Okay.
Wait, who vote got canceled?
I'm gonna reveal that right now. All right. Ryan, because you won the final competition, you get to cancel out one jury vote. You made this decision before everyone cast their vote. So I asked you to pick a bottom three. Who were your bottom three and why?
It was the three people that were giving me the most strife in the jury. It was Morgan, it was Sador, and it was Harris.
Who did you choose to block their vote?
Morgan.
Sador.
All right. That means that's Sador, your vote was nullified. Sador, I want you to now step forward and tell us who you voted for and why.
Sorry, Jenna. He's such a hater. I definitely voted for you. But
Oh, thank you.
even though I don't know you two, whatever, but yeah. I only came for you because you came for me, okay? You came at me. So, get back, but sorry, Jenna. But good luck
means a
though.
lot. That means a lot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can confirm that
Me, I was like,
Sador did vote for her favorite Medusa, which was Jenna. Jenna, unfortunately, this vote is null and void. All right. Thank you, Sador. You may hop back off camera. Which means that we now have 9 votes remaining. Ryan, Jenna, one of you is about to be crowned the next inductee into the DH1 Hall of Fame. Now, as a reminder, the winner of I Love Money Season 13 will receive a complimentary winner's post in the official DH1 page, a coveted spot in the DH1 Hall of Fame, and a cash prize. Thus far, we have raised $431 in the prize pool. We will leave the donations open until the end of the reunion. My goal is for us to reach 500. So the winner will receive a large percentage of it. The runner-up will receive a smaller percentage of the winnings. All right. Are you both ready to crown a winner? It takes 5 to win tonight. So I will now bring out the box. In the box normally is your checks, but tonight I hold the votes for who the jurors cast to win. I will now read the votes. First vote is for Ryan to be the winner of I Love Money Season 13. The second vote is for Ryan to be the winner of I Love Money 13. That is 2 votes for Ryan. Third vote was for Ryan to be the winner of I Love Money 13. 3 votes for Ryan, no votes for Jenna. Next vote was for Australian Ryan to be the winner of I Love Money 13. That is 4 for Ryan. It takes 5 to win. The next vote goes to the winner of I Love Money Season 13. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Ryan. Woo! You have conquered this season.
Congrats, Ryan.
Congrats, Ryan.
Congratulations.
Winner of I Love Money.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good job,
Congratulations.
Congrats, Ryan. How
Amazing
you
job.
feeling?
Oh,
Ryan,
amazing. Good
you
Connor in the
have
kick.
won the game by a vote of 9-0, a unanimous jury vote.
Wow. It was unanimous.
Oh.
Yes, slay. That's
All
like,
right.
oh my God.
First
Did it for the 4.
Before we continue, I do have to do one final check ceremony. So Ryan, your check is good. Jenna, I have to say I don't know how you're feeling right now, but I just want to say that you have nothing to be sad about. You played a phenomenal game this season. I think the only thing you did wrong was I think you could have maybe owned your game a little bit more in this last moment. I have to tell you, going into tonight, this jury was split. It was 5-5. And it was just, I think if you had owned it a little bit more, I think you could have won this one. I actually thought you were winning going into tonight. You played amazing. Amazing. I when Maddie was saying what she was saying about how you would have been perceived if you were maybe not a mom, it kind of rang in my head a little bit. I was thinking it. I don't know if you would have been perceived the same way. However, you played amazingly, seriously. And I think people will look back at this season and they'll be able to tell how amazing you played and how well you dominated. But unfortunately, Jenna, for the last time this season, your check is void. And it is time to bounce. Because, Ryan, your check is good. You're safe. You're the last check standing. What do you have to say? You won.
Oh, I'm so happy. I really wanted this. Like, really bad. And I was not thinking it was happening coming into this. And Jenna, you did amazing. And I'm really happy that I got to spend this last time with you. And just thank you, everyone. Oh my God, thank you.
Jenna, do you have anything that you want to say to close us out?
Nope.
You gonna save it for the reunion?
I don't have anything to say. Like I felt that I owned my game. Like I said, I didn't want to write anything down and be scripted. I didn't want to lie. I just wanted to say what I did. I might have used the wrong words, but I had fun. As long as, you know, certain people aren't mad at me, then I already feel like I won. So it's okay.
I think everyone here respects you and respects the game you played. Seriously. Well, Ryan, you have made history tonight, being the first male winner of I Love Money. Now everyone can shut up about it. All the guys can stop coming in here trying to be the first. I'm sorry, you're not the first anymore. You also are the youngest person to ever win I Love Money. That title previously was held by Sydney, who I believe won this game at 20 years old. So you are now the youngest, which is another crazy thing to hold. You're also the first person to win this game not from North America. We've only had Americans and Canadians win, so you took it. So congrats to you. Amazing job once again. I don't know, you already said what you were feeling, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a shitty memory. Anyways, I guess before we wrap up the night, I want to thank everyone for a sickening season. This was one of my favorite seasons that we've had, especially in the new era. Thank you to everyone who's been watching throughout the season. Shout out to Tyann, Ken, Cheryl, Natalie, Noah, Joey, Alexis, Brandon, who else am I missing? The other Justin. I know that Bridget was in here for a while. Lord Battle, Cody, Cleo, the Kool-Aid Man, apparently. Thank you to everyone who watched and supported us this season, and thank you to everyone who donated. So we will see you guys one last time on Thursday night when we reunite the entire cast of I Love Money 13 to spill out anything that they might still be thinking about. So tune in on Thursday night for that. As a reminder, on Sunday, we will begin this year's holiday spectacular. So check in with that. But yeah, until next time, that's the end of another season. From outside the I Love Money Manor, I have been your host, Dylan Andrews. And until next time, let the music play. Hold on, let me get this music up. I got different music tonight.
Oh, you got a wig, Connor. Put it on.
Game of love. Game of love. I'm a winner.
Hey, where's Ryan at? Oh, there's Ryan.
I'm a winner. I'm a winner, baby. I'm a winner. I'm a winner, baby. I'm a winner.
We'll see you guys next time.